refresh button. Do you know what the refresh button is?
Don't
It's
have
a
a
little
clue.
circle thing. Oh,
to the right where?
That. Click on that. See the circle with the arrow? It's called refresh.
That's the left, by the way.
Oh, did I say right?
Yeah.
Left, right. What's the difference?
Oh, it's hot in here.
It's not that hot in here.
Oh, there it is.
There you are. Look at that.
Needed to be refreshed. Whoa, where the fuck did it go?
You scrolled down, Andy. Stop scrolling.
Well, I'm trying to move to it. Yeah, see, it ain't
no, I wasn't on the mouse pad.
Luckily, nobody's here yet.
Just see our idiocy. Okay, so you want to go over here and click on this.
Oh, now there's people here. Trying to get the computer figured out, so.
You can also use these.
Use what?
It's not working.
No, it ain't so far. Zip's here. Carl's here. James Carter. Midway Farms.
Chelsea needs to call
Lee
Zip.
Harris.
She needs an oil change.
Chelsea needs to call you, Zip. She needs an oil change.
She's slacking.
We'll get on her.
Oh, you are being a pain in the
Michigan Farming. Eric DeGroat. I can't see shit with these on because of the glare. Hey, there it is. Now if the comments will just come up.
This takes a minute. Oh, God, I'm in the picture. Yay.
There it is. Comments are up. We're rolling now.
All right, I'm going back to my dinner.
You go back to whatever you were doing, Barb. Lee Harris. Matt. Here, let me angle this since I'm going to be looking at this. Matt Rusher, however you pronounce it. If I fuck it up, I'm sorry. Michigan Farming. Eric DeGroat. Tom Anderson, what's up? Priest Farms, we're blessed. We got a priest in. Or two, I don't know. Just one of you is watching, or both of you. Husker, what's up? William, hello from Iowa. Lee Harris, Tom Anderson, good evening. 90 degrees here. Yeah, it's like hot, muggy as hell. We just had a piss pounding, well, it was a 2-stage thunderstorm that we got 2.5 inches of rain out of that we did not need, and we got it in a short period of time. Did you get that over there too, Zip? I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, go look at my Instagram post. Barb and I are just so happy we busted our asses for the, to get 3 weeks worth of work done in a week to 10 days so that it can all be washed away. We drove around. It'll be in, there's a video ready to come out Friday, so it'll be next week, like whatever the 4-day thing is, you'll see. I mean, we drove through shin-high water on spots in the roads. The 33 acres, I'm pointing this way, down here on the big hill that if y'all that been with me remember, 4 or 5 years ago was the one we had to leave in the fall so the ground could freeze because we just kept sliding down the hill with the combine. Yeah, well, I'm sure some of my beans are in the guy's hayfield across the road now because that was just wiped right across. It looked like a dirt road. It's just, it's fucking depressing as hell. This spring is. I mean, just like Barb said, she goes, I actually felt pretty good this last day or two because, we busted our ass. We got shit done. You guys seen all the shit that's broke and all that. And then we get 2.5 inches of rain in an hour or two. We're hitting that point in Brazil where rain stops being annoying and starts being necessary. Yeah, well, it's not real necessary here right now, Carl. I just threw this one up because I'm pissed off today. There's some shit I want to talk about, like that piece of shit in Maine there, Platner. The title of this, the Democrats apparently love Nazis now. Yeah, we'll get into it in a little bit while I read some more, see who's here, but that's a pain in the arse for you, Andy. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's just, it's mind-numbing the spring we've had. So I don't even know. I didn't dump the rain gauge because it was still raining. But that's got to put us at I don't know, we're somewhere between 13 and 14 inches of rain since the 1st of April now. And it's the 10th of June. For those of you that this is water that think I should be drinking, I just had a vodka drink with my supper. So, yeah, I should just sit here and get shit faced. But, Tom Anderson, I just left you a comment on your Instagram post, Andy, about rotary hose. Yeah, 43 years, my dad never rotary hoed anything, and now this year we bought one and did everything. Yeah, well, we'll see. Tomorrow's supposed to be like near 90. The sun's back out. It's humid as all hell right now. I texted my insurance guy, and he's like, "Well, how many acres would you have to replant?" And I go, "Dude, they show rain like 5 out of the next 7 days. It's the fucking 10th of June. Okay, today's our cutoff day, but you can replant past that." And he's like, "Well, if you replant, you can go to the 15th or the 20th. Well, the 15th, that's 5 days from now. You ain't going to touch that after 2.5 inches of rain. I got corn that ought to be sprayed that I ain't going to touch now. And if we get the rain that they're calling for the next week, oh, Sierra, hi, bestie. You mean the idiot with the SS tattoo? Yep, Carl. And then you got people like Bernie. You got a Jew like Bernie, who, how many times did Bernie call Trump a Nazi? But yet now all of a sudden he goes, well, we got to stop with that rhetoric. Right there, Democrats. You are the most pathetic pieces of shit on the face of the earth. Yes, as I've said in lots of my videos, 90% of the Republicans in Washington, D.C. suck too. But 100% of the Democrats do. You're the most hypocritical fuckers on the face of the earth. You don't give two shits about anybody in this fucking country. Did you see, Carl, correct me on this or somebody else, but because that's today's been, and I saw, was it in Ohio? Somewhere's here in this country, one of these pieces of shits from a third world shithole, as Trump correctly calls them, tried to behead somebody, and citizens jumped in. Looked like the one dude was swatting the guy with a lacrosse stick or something. I don't know what he had in his hand. But yeah, because, hey, Sharia law says that's okay. Coming to a country near you, for all of you that are, and I'm talking to you fuckers on the far right that are so consumed with New Jersey. You know what I'm talking about. That country the size of New Jersey, and those people that wear the little hats because they're horrible. Meanwhile, the fucking Muslims are taking this country over. Yep, beheading. That's good. That's good in Sharia law. Mr. Valanga, I need to get your Are You Getting It Yet flag up pretty quick that you sent me to replace the one that's ruined. Because there's a lot of people in this country that ain't fucking getting it yet. Joe Marshall, I'm watching a lot of. I totally agree with you. This world really needs to wake up. Yeah, no shit. That was Northern Ireland. Is that where it was? I thought it was in this country, but it doesn't matter because they're the same way. I mean, look at the UK. I'm telling you. We have had enough. Yeah. Detroit is crazy. What's up, Betty? And we're going underwater. We're going underwater to here in Alberta. Not sure exactly what you mean. Did you get all the rain that we did? Is that what you're trying to say? The man lost an eye. He's lucky to be alive. Yeah. Yeah. Monday night we had severe storms and tornadoes. Tonight more chances for shitty weather. It's great, ain't it? And if you do this for a living, we're just fucking welfare sucking pieces of shit. But, yep. Yep. Government subsidies for you fucking piece of shit farmers. There's probably a lot of farmers that would be more than willing to sell you a farm right now if you'd like to do it. You haters. You think it's so great. It was a wicked knife attack in Belfast, Ireland. Now they're rioting. Yeah. Well, how about the Carmelo Anthony thing? Look at the bullshit going on with that. Look at wonderful Crockett there. Good old Jasmine, because she's just pissed because she's gone. She lost her primary, and bye bye, Jasmine. No longer will we have to deal with your bullshit in the Senate. Boy, she's been on a roll today that you know nobody understands what a black woman in this country with male children goes through. How every day they're just on edge, and she literally said the Metcalf family just never had to endure that. Their fucking son is dead. He died in the arms of his twin brother, and his twin brother lives with that now. That piece of shit that fucking stabbed him, who brought a knife to a track meet, that's normal, right? Will be out of jail by the time he's 35, because he got sentenced to what, 35 years, so he'll be out in 15 to 17 probably. Needs more than that, Sierra. IH farmer mass illegal immigration has not made the civilized world a better place. No, no. And the ones that come here, like I've said before, with their bullshit, I keep getting texts. My one seat guy just texted me. Some other people are, because everybody's just dealing with this weather. The ones that come to this country and then claim that, I saw this on Instagram, well, the country I came from is so much better than this place. Yeah? Get the fuck out then. Real fast. Get the fuck out and go back to your country. If it's so great, why are you here? The blacks live in the past, so they will never have a future. Well, that's because the Democratic Party has kept them on the plantation for all these years. But in 24, the black and Hispanic vote went up for Trump. So why do you think the Democrats are pushing so hard to put the blacks back on the plantation? It's crazy. Betty Sweeney, my heart breaks for Austin's family. Exactly. And apparently, and this is just alleged, this Anthony kid, this is the second time he's been in an altercation while he was in high school, because obviously that was 2 years ago when he was 17. Now he's 19. Because it takes forever in the court system. And what I loved was all these people that, well, he had never been in trouble before. Is that like a milestone, I guess? If you're a young black male and you make it to 17 and you haven't been arrested? I'm just asking, because you're the ones out there pushing this. Well, he had never been in trouble before. So what? That was supposed to give him the right to pull out a knife and stab somebody in the chest and kill them? It's kind of like that. What the hell's his name? Mangione, whatever his first name was there. I can't think of it. Luigi Mangione there, the dude that executed the insurance executive. Look at the money from a GoFundMe that fucker got. And also, I just saw it today, this Anthony, $650,000 or something. His family bought a new vehicle and allegedly are leasing a home in a gated $1 million home in a gated community now with that money. Guess they should have spent it on a better lawyer. Betty says, I heard he got in trouble for having a knife in school before. I don't know that. All I heard was he had been in an altercation while in school before. So this is number 2. But apparently, if he wasn't arrested, then, of course, do we arrest those people anymore? And if they get arrested, they get thrown right back out on the streets. Carl says, no, he'd never been arrested, but been in trouble for violence before. Yeah, exactly. He was going to be a rapper. Good for him. Should have been life in prison. Yep. free food cards. Uncle Dave, you make some weird ass comments on my videos. You're making some here. I mean, I agree with you. The Black Lives Matter more and more. Yeah, they do to the Democrats because them, the illegals, that's their voting bloc that they rely on. Or they just do like California just did with Pratt, who mysteriously went from the lead to second behind Karen Bass, and then to third and out completely behind that chick with the weird name. Because mysteriously, like I've said in a video, I don't know if it's a video that's been out or the one that comes out this week, isn't it amazing how all of the late votes, the mail ins, all that shit, always, always, prove me wrong, always benefit the Democrats. And what's really strange about that one is Nvidia, or whatever the hell her name is, they benefited her. Not her and Bass, just her, mostly, so that she could leapfrog Pratt. At least Hilton still made it through the jungle primary for governor, but I'm sure they'll make sure he doesn't get elected. Well, exactly, Carl. No human being's life matters to the Democrats, just their votes do. I just have a way of speaking that doesn't make sense at the time of arrival. Well, then just don't speak. There's a thought. I don't care what color a young person's skin is, and I don't know how you bring this mindset back, but they all need to be taught what it is to work for a living and to have pride in themselves. Exactly. I just saw a thing. I was watching Newsmax. Well, I still am, kind of. Just have it muted. That they were interviewing some professor from some college or whatever, and these Gen Zers are going to college. They can't even read a complete sentence today because it's more important to indoctrinate them in public schools than it is to actually teach them to fucking read and write. Those of us who are old enough, the old saying, the 3 R's were reading, writing, and arithmetic. Yeah, no, you don't need that. If fetuses could vote Democrat, they wouldn't be killing them. Bingo. Bingo. Spartacus, TikTok viewers help boost Tom into the algorithm. Keep tapping your screen. Thank you, TikTok viewers. Help boost Tom. What? Thank you. The fuck are you talking about, Spartacus? I know what some of my blue wrenches can help promote you to do. So, that was the golf game, Grumpy. The course I work at out here in the thumb of Michigan, bone dry. We don't have that problem at the golf course I golf at because there ain't nothing bone dry around here. And my golf game has absolutely sucked since league started. I've only golfed because I was obviously trying to get my shit planted, which, now I should have just fucking collected the prevent plant and not wasted my time. But so I've been not at my best. How's that sound? Lee Harris, I used to enjoy watching Live on Patrol with my Ramsey County Sheriff on Friday nights, but I can't stand it anymore because of the ridiculous things like handing out free $50 gift cards to all the gangs. Yeah. Incentivizing. That's all it is. Incentivizing. I saw a thing on Instagram because I played poker last night for the first time in 2 or 3 weeks too, because me and 6 other guys play poker on Tuesday nights, but obviously I've been kind of busy. And I saw a thing on my Instagram from that Rob Finnerty here on Newsmax, where he was interviewing the spokesperson for the Carmelo Anthony family. And he flat out asked him, why did he bring a knife to a track meet? Oh, I can't discuss that. Trial's over. Why can't you discuss that? Maybe because you don't have a fucking answer as to why some kid would be dumb enough to bring a knife to a track meet and then use a self-defense claim, but yet you brought a weapon that could kill somebody and you used it. Okay, sure. You got that right, Carl. If illegals voted Republican, the Democrats would be like they were. Go look at I've put it on a lot of my videos in the past, the clips of Schumer and Clinton and all the rest of them, Obama, wanting to, we got to do away with the illegals. Yep. Uncle Dave, I used to do the same comment while he's speaking, but when he gets to comment, there's no context. Yeah, you got to put some context. But Uncle Dave's contexts are a little weird too. Go back and look at his comments and videos. Oh, Jay Birch had 1.5 inches of rain east of you an hour ago. Yeah, we had 2.5. I would have much rather had 1.5, but we didn't even need 1.5. People keep taking Spartacus's comments down, so must be keep making stupid ones. Willie, grumpy rules. Yeah, I don't know about that. Mark Comer, what happened to schools being weapon-free zones? Bingo. Lee Harris, Spark. Pooh Guru in the house. Give him hell, Grumpy. Well, I don't know about giving him hell, but let's talk about our good buddy Plattner there. What was it, 75, 4 or 5% of the vote? And then I saw his, speech afterwards. And you can see maybe a dozen people behind him, in the screen, in the shot of the video. And like half of them, at least, right directly behind him, are these white liberal women that look like they're at least in their 60s. What in the fuck is wrong with you white liberal women today? I mean, and all this bullshit about, people can change. You can't be so hard on that. People, that was his past. Because we know, there's been 3 or 4 women that have come forward that have dated him in the past with alleged things about him. But it's funny. If his name was Donald J. Trump, it would be 34 felonies, put him in jail, put him in the ground if you can. People can change unless you're the orange man or you're on the right, apparently. Yeah, you could see it wasn't getting quite up to you guys, Betty. I mean, you could see you were getting it, but you weren't getting the reds and yellows. Unfortunately, we got them go right over the top of us on the radar. I gotta have them antlers. Well, if it keeps raining, I might sell them to you. Jesus. Rich 80330 lesbians. What? Nah, whatever. Yeah, let's make schools cell phone free zones. Yep. We don't want the kids to be able to call for help. Come on. Oh, they've tried to put them in the ground. Exactly, Carl. God, it's humid in here and the air conditioning's on. I got the fan on above me. Whew. So I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I just felt like talking about that whole Plattner thing. And, it's just the video that I did today that I ended with all the flooding, because that wasn't going to be the end of the video. The end was actually going to be, so now I'm giving you an insight into Friday morning's video, where I'm not sure if I ran out of seed on the last field that I planted of beans because I had an issue. And I was going to wait 5 or 6 days for them to come up. And then if I needed a few bags to go back and plant, not sure that's going to happen now. So, but yeah. Brian Crow, everything going good at the farm. Obviously, you just got in. The 2.5 inches of piss pounding rain we just got, no, didn't make things so good. When Trump's term is over, who will be their next victim? Whoever it is, they'll just throw them into the, just like when the retards come in here, you know. I'm a MAGA maggot. I'm in the MAGA cult. No, I'm not. I made it perfectly clear to everyone before. I'm an independent to start with. I left the Republican Party from the bullshit I went through when I was on my county legislature, which I've spoke about enough times. So, the cult is the left, without a doubt. Anybody heard much from Chuck Schumer? I mean, give Bernie credit at least. He doesn't give a shit about his ancestors that went through the Holocaust because he came out and supported Plattner, you know, and said, well, we need to, you know, calm down with the Nazi rhetoric from a guy who you could probably look up and find that he has called Donald Trump a Nazi well over, I don't know, probably well over 100 times, maybe even thousands of times since Donald Trump came on the scene. His first time as president. But yeah, Chuck Schumer. There's another guy who's Jewish that's in the Senate. Anybody hear anything from Chuck Schumer? Let's see, New York, Maine. Not, you know, we're not talking New York or New York, California, way over here, or Arizona. We're talking New York, Maine, you know, northeast. Haven't heard much out of Chuck Schumer about what he thinks about Plattner. But I also haven't heard Chuck condemn him. Chuck's probably trying to give his neighbors raw cheeseburgers exactly. As Donald Jr. announced he's running as president, I don't know. Jackie, we got very little water here, rain here. I had to water. Kawasaki, it doesn't matter who's president, nothing's going to change. See, here's where I'm going to argue with you on that, because I get so fucking sick and tired of hearing that. If you get pissed at me and want to leave, I don't care, because the numbers have never meant a fucking thing to me. I've said that a million times. It doesn't matter who's president, because nothing's going to change. Have you not seen what President Trump has dealt with? Shall I repeat? 34 felonies for something at minimum a misdemeanor. One misdemeanor. Trying to kill him. Trying to destroy his businesses. So don't tell me that it doesn't matter who's president when we've got a fucking president who's trying to expose the swamp, who's trying to do what all of these Democrats, and I've played the recordings of them, have said they were going to do to Iran, and none of them ever had the balls to do it. And then we got people on the right, Donald Trump not doing things enough for me. I don't like Donald Trump anymore. He promised me 10 things and he's only done 3, which is 3 more fucking things than any other president that ever promised you one thing has done. So bullshit on that. And that's the reason why so many people sit at home and don't fucking vote neither. It'll change when you people start acting like citizens and stop acting like caregivers. Or categories. Sorry, I gotta take my glasses off because of the glare. It does matter. And if anybody was stupid enough to think Donald Trump was going to come in and in 4 years fix the 4 years of absolute fucking destruction that Biden administration did, you're a nut job. Because there's no way in hell he could fix the 4 years of destruction. But he's done a lot. And then look at the Democrats bitching about, the reflection pond being cleaned up, all these other things. You know, in the video that will be out next Tuesday, I play some clips of them talking about the $375 million, you know, showing all the construction going on at the White House under the Obama administration. That was taxpayer money. Everybody was fine with that on the left. Trump wants to build a ballroom that was going to be privately funded. And now what are we going to do? Just leave rubble sitting there? Because now all of a sudden we got to shut it down? But it was okay for Obama to do it with taxpayer money. You know, God, why is that horrible Donald Trump cleaning up Washington, D.C., cleaning up those monuments, cleaning up the reflection pool and all that? We liked all the algae. And some of you fucking idiots vote for that. Not 99.9% of you right here, right now. Cato, I agree with you 100%. I wish Trump was half the dictator that they accuse him of being. Jeff Jordan, the only thing that I've ever heard from Schumer is bullshit, exactly. You're right, Mark. Some of the destruction that Biden did will never be. It's like screwworm. If any of my beef farmers that get mad at me are in right now, you know, Donald Trump's ruining the beef market, blah, blah, blah. The screwworm thing. So I saw a thing the other day on my Farm Futures app here on the phone, I think it was. There was 2 calves in Texas. I think a goat in New Mexico. Don't quote me. And then a dog in Texas that they found that had this screwworm. And the dog came from Mexico. They deducted that the dog came from Mexico. What else came into this country when, pick a number, 10, 15, 20 million, however many it really is, came across our border? What else was brought into our country with those people? When we saw Dirty Eric's in the house, the reflecting pool gets cleaned yearly. Well, if you looked at it under Biden, it sure didn't look like it got cleaned yearly. When you saw the videos of the Chinese nationals and people from Russia and whatnot coming across our border, were they here for asylum? Or were they bringing something into this country or looking to take something out of this country? You know, like the Chinese are always here trying to steal, you know, seed technology and shit like that. You don't think they're trying to bring in viruses and shit like that? I mean, oh, that's right. Came from a bat. Yeah, wink, wink. Yeah, we've been down that road once before, haven't we? You're right, IH Farmer. We don't buy beef anymore. Barb buys the big. How big are those tubes of Hamburg you buy?
10 pounds.
10 pounds. She buys. Yeah, the schlong, as Chelsea calls it. It's about. Yeah. I can't even do it in the screen. It ain't big enough. What is that? 2 foot long, probably.
It's more than 2 feet.
It's more than 2 foot long. It's like 6 inches in diameter.
People have to have seen it.
Yeah, 10-pound
stores.
Yeah, 10-pound schlong of hamburger. Yeah, it's pretty much the beef that we buy.
I can't take Chelsea to the grocery store because she grabs it and walks around with it like it's a schlong.
Yeah, tell Chelsea's a special package. What is going to come into this country during the soccer games? Hell, Jackie, hopefully we have pretty good security, but where does the security start? That's just it. Does it start before somebody gets on a plane? Because when they cross our border, they're in the air. I mean, I don't know. And everybody can say, well, you know, look at what you have to go through with TSA and all that. Did you see on the news today? I saw this earlier. Good job, Canada, by the way. A Canadian airline pilot didn't have the right pilot's license to be flying commercial for like the last 17 or 18 years, and they finally caught up with the guy. Okay. Farm all fanatic, $2. They all gotta go. Not sorry. Thank you, sir. Oh, it's just You literally have a pilot flying that doesn't have a commercial pilot's license. But then again, here in New York, you probably all saw the Chinese national that, had a CDL that couldn't speak a lick of English, couldn't read any English signs, road signs, and was driving a bus that he crashed and killed innocent people. And Kathy Hochul is fighting the federal government now, who wants all of his, records and shit like that. She's protecting the Chinese national. So, in other words, what she's saying is, fuck you to those New York citizens that died and their families. Because she's more concerned with that Chinese national that never should have got a CDL in the first place. But where are the majority of the CDLs being given to these illegals in plain English coming here that shouldn't be getting them? California and New York. That's because you can get into Canada if you get a note from your mom. Yeah, that's about it, Carl. Yeah, they're going to have Secret Service and ICE there, but still, that's there. Husker Chelsea is special. All right, gotta love that kid. Yeah. Over 900 flights that guy flew for Air Canada. Yeah, see, I didn't see it. I just saw the headline of it. Matter of fact, I get 3 or 4 different, excuse me, news emails, and I think that's where I got it earlier when I was checking emails. Because when the headline of it, because normally I just blow through my emails, and I saw the headline, and I'm like, what? I had to read that one. I'm going, the dude didn't have a commercial pilot's license? And I don't remember the exact years, but I thought I remembered it was like 17 years. Wow. Yeah, it's the second American Civil War. Yeah, we need it, Carl. What's up, Lloyd Nace? I always look at the truck drivers when I'm on 81. I get scared if they have a certain look. Yep. You can call it profiling if you want. Just like you can call me racist for talking about that Carmelo Anthony thing and talking about how the Democrats want to keep the black people on the plantation, but truth hurts, doesn't it? You bet your ass, because I've passed some of them trucks, Betty. And when you see the dude with the, not the little tiny hat that some people are so afraid of, that are going to take over our country and the world. No, the ones with the bigger ones. Rhymes with a drink called bourbon. Yeah, I get a little worried too. Because that's what's going to take over this country eventually, if we keep going in the direction we're going. And they've literally said it, and they've said that they're going to do it without ever firing a shot. Yep. Massachusetts just threw the head state cop in jail for giving away CDL licenses. Yeah, it's insane. Oh, Ronald M. waving Andy. It seems to be in the Democrats and Rhino's nature to screw the American people and cheat in the elections. Yep. Well, the Rhinos are in the Democrats' pockets too, because they don't want the swamp drained. They don't want their gravy train gone. It's not racist, it's pattern recognition. Yeah, exactly. No, it's literally profiling, which the left will tell you is, oh, that's a horrible thing. But when I was on the county legislature, I did a couple of ride alongs with our sheriff's department because I was good friends with the one guy who I rode with and a couple times, and him and I still are friends and whatnot. And it's like when they put out an APB on the radio or something, or even if they just call one certain officer who's in a certain area, you're looking for this. They describe the person. Obviously, they're going to tell you the color of their skin. If they're wearing a gray T-shirt, gray beard, balding, blue hat, whatever, And then they turn around, and if you stop somebody that looks, let's say they give you 5 things and you find somebody that's got 4 of them, but they don't have the hat on anymore, or don't have a hat on. You stop them, but it isn't that person that you're looking for. Well, that's profiling. Yeah? Because guess what? You checked 4 of the 5 boxes. Or should we just put out an ad in the paper? Hey, if this is you with the gray shirt, the gray beard, you're balding, the blue hat, whatever, please come forward because we think you're the one that committed this crime. What the fuck? AJ Cotronio, oh, for fuck's sakes, Republicans and Democrats are both corrupt. Stop taking sides. Well, you obviously haven't been on this channel very long. You may have just stopped by tonight because you're not smart enough to realize, like I just said earlier in this video too, 90% of the Republicans suck. I think I just recently said they're in the Democrats' pocket too because they don't want the swamp drained. But I also replied to the one person earlier that said, you know, it's never going to change. All presidents are going to be the same. Then explain to me why they're going after this president as hard as they have and done everything they've done to this president. So no, fuck you, in plain English. Exactly, Carl. The Democrats take it to a gold medal Olympic level. So I'm going to assume that person just is strolling through and they're a lefty loon. Not profiling is stopping that 80-year-old woman at the airport to search her just so you don't look like you're profiling when you go and search Ahmed. Yeah, exactly. No, both are corrupt criminals, 2 sides of the same damn coin. Stop making excuses. So, AJ, you upset that Kamala didn't get elected because you obviously voted for her, you know, with your stop making excuses. Did you not hear what I just said? You know, 90% of the Republicans suck too, but at least we have a 10% hope that actually wants to do something for this country. So you're just mad because 100% of your side sucks ass. And you're apparently good with it. Were you good with the 4 years of our border being completely overrun and women and children being raped and murdered? Oh, did you know, like here in New York, I didn't realize this, but that wonderful human being, the illegal that raped and murdered Lake and Riley, was arrested here in New York and then set free, and then went to ended up going to Georgia and raping and murdering her. Yeah. If they are in elected office for 2 or more terms, they are corrupt. Exactly. Boomer, our county mayor filed a lawsuit to stop ICE from opening an ICE detention facility. They had already purchased the warehouse. Yeah, it's crazy. And Eric, again, perfect example. Hello. 3 4-year terms, which is 12 years. After 2 4-year terms, 8 years. I'd had enough. My family had really had enough of me bringing it home. You get into politics, I'll say 8 to 10 years. I'll give that much because when you're talking Congress only being 2-year terms and people like, oh, we got to have 2-term limit. No, because that's 4 years and all they're going to do is run for those 4 years. Figure out whether they're 4-year terms or 3-year term, whatever. 8, 10, 12, 12 at the most years. And that's it. You're gone. Let the next person come in. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene there with all her big smack talk and whatnot. Yep. But she left. She made sure the day she left, put her a day past the 5 years to be vested. Cha-ching ching. And she left with $25 million net worth after going in with like a 600,000 net worth because they owned a business. Yep. Jimmy Myers and the fake AI pictures, extremely creepy. I don't know what you're talking about. Whoops, I gotta read. Oh, I don't know how to back it up. Because the computer's actually working good tonight, guys. How do I make this fucker go back down? Oh, I don't want to have to call Barb. I missed it. Somebody was saying something about the turbine heads driving, and I missed it. Oh, wait, I can. Actually, the phone is close to what that one was. Let me back the phone up. Let's renew the. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know. Whoever made that comment, say it again. I'll try and catch it this time. So, Dirty Eric says, I agree. Yeah. It's. Carl's telling Jimmy Myers, well, that's when you leave, stupid. If somebody's speaking politics and it upsets you, you leave. Or somebody's going to call you fucking stupid. Carl's like me. He just kind of, says it how it is. Get all your seed in. Yeah, other than what's floating down a roadway or into a neighbor's field right now after the 2.5 inches of piss pounding that we just got. And no lobbying for 6 years after. That's also a great one because most of these politicians get out of politics and go right into that. Sit down, stupid. It's the internet. Trump is tokenizing all stocks in October. Whatever. Somebody throw Drain the Swamp out right now because I'm almost to the point of blocking him from the channel. I can't stand his stupidity anymore. They all think that the numbers matter. He won't throw me out because that's losing a subscriber. What part of I don't give a fuck don't you understand? I could stay at 30,000 for however many more years I do this. I'm not selling beds and everything else under the sun to, I make a few bucks doing this, like the $2 that I've made doing this. Some of you give me super chats or super, yeah, is that what they're called? Super chats here. I've had some people give me some, what are they called? Super thanks on a regular video. I don't even know what the shit's called. You buy a t-shirt or a hat or whatever. Because I can assure you, even though I'm now monetized since September, which wouldn't have happened if Trump didn't come back into office because social media would have kept up their bullshit they did over the 4 years of Biden. Where you can't say anything unless you're talking the same agenda that the left wants you to talk. What little I'm making being monetized, yeah, I'm not going to go out and buy a new truck anytime soon. Let's just put it that way. Okay? We're not on millennial farmer level or any of them. And God bless them. If they make a couple 100,000 a year doing this, God bless them. Because they want to watch their language. They want to be. I'm going to be me. You don't like me? Get the fuck out. Pretty simple. Yeah, I can't wait to be retarded like that. Dirty Eric, retired. Dirty Eric gave me $5. Thank you, sir. Mark Comer, truck inspections after 9/11. The majority of trucks actually inspected were driven by turbine heads. Okay, was it you that put that up? Mark, yep. With any luck, you won't get any flooding on the seeds. They'll germinate really good as long as it gets warm. Oh, we're warm. We were close to 90 today and humid as hell. To never mention the 10-pound beef slung at bread. That's Chelsea. She embarrasses the shit out of Barb when Barb takes her grocery shopping. Because she'll grab the thing and, well, you all know. What little you see Chelsea in videos, I've said it before. She's now the 22-year-old female version of me. So that ought to scare you. Or scare some people. Somebody said that word, obviously, in Portuguese here the other day. I said that's a horrible word, retired. J-Dub, remember how Obama effed up healthcare? Biden took the cake, did nothing. Yeah. Well, healthcare's still screwed up. Oh, we paid more this year because of, I don't know what other people's states are like. but here in New York, the New York Health, whatever it's called, every year you have to reapply, and it goes by your income and all this, depending on how much you pay for your policy and whatnot. And we got a nice little letter or email, however it works. Barb takes care of all that, thank God. That well, due to the Trump administration taking money away from this or whatever, your health care is now more expensive or something. Kathy, okay? How about due to all of the illegals that you were putting up in $500 a night hotels, giving free health care to, EBT cards, all this shit? I mean, just no. Stop with the bullshit excuses that it's Trump. It's like all the lefty loons in New York that are running for, the New York Congress and Assembly. The ads that come on our TV. There's no policy that they're telling you about that they're running on. It's, I'm running to stop Trump. So going back to the person who I haven't seen again because I probably pissed them off, and I'll see that I've lost 1 or 2 subscribers after this, whatever, because it pops up on the screen. Yeah, whoever's running for president does matter. Exactly, Carl. Complaining about it, but they did it. J-Dub, greatest presidents are the ones that take a chance. Exactly. And I hope right now, and some of you can disagree with me, which is fine because that's the beauty of this country. This bullshit with Iran has gone on too long. I've actually criticized Trump on this and think he's starting to look weak and hurting the midterms. I get it. I think the guy's more human than the left obviously gives him credit for. But it's time to blow them off the fucking face of the earth now. Because there's no negotiating with these people. They don't want peace. The fucking Middle East has been at war with each other for forever. I don't even live in the United States, and I still have to pay for health care in the United States. Great, ain't it, Carl? Empty pockets, wood nickel. I opened up my U-Pick strawberry patch today. I had a small busload of my favorite retirees here at 6 a.m. What a great group. That's cool. Who is going to be the boogeyman when Trump's gone? They'll find somebody, Betty. It don't matter if it's Rubio or if it's Vance. I mean, because they'll all be part of the MAGA, you know? Exactly. Enough pussyfooting around in Iran. Let's do it. Exactly, Carl. And there's a lot of veterans that say the same thing. I mean, Jimmy obviously has. The VA is, I think it's probably better right now under Trump, but yep, get it on or get out of Iran already. Lloyd Nason, trust me, Andy, it's not going to get any better in the Middle East. No, it's not. The Middle East is still a tribal society, just like North America was 300 years ago. Yep. Oh, but people change. Ask the ones who are voting for Plattner. Holy shit. The funny thing is, the buzzwords won't. They'll just recycle them. Hitler, Nazi, fascist, Messiah. Exactly, Carl. They just, if it's Vance or Rubio, they're the new Nazi. I mean, let's be honest. If a Jewish Republican ran for president, do you not think they wouldn't call that person a Nazi too? Because they're so retarded? Or no. Let me backtrack that. Because the people who follow them and go along with everything they say on the left are so retarded that they would, think that's true. Because that's the truth behind it all. You almost can't blame the politicians to a certain extent because they know they can get away with it. Like I said, watching the video of him speaking after he won his primary with 75% of the vote, the half a dozen 60-something-year-old white liberal women behind him with their platinum signs going, "Yay, he's my hero." The video I recorded today that will be out next Tuesday, I keep repeating myself. I played a couple Instagram posts. They were interviewing this one woman, same category, white liberal woman in her 60s, to look at her, calling Trump Nazi and racist and, you name it. You could use 10 fingers for everything she was calling him. And the conservative, on the street internet reporter person asked the simple question that we all ask. Give us an example. Do you think she did? Well, there's so many from me living here in New York all these years. Let me think. And after about 3 or 4 minutes of and whatnot, well, I can't pinpoint one right now. If somebody is that big of a Nazi, that big of a racist, that big of a, whatever label they want to put on him, how can you not fucking come up with one thing just like that? Because you've had it pounded into your head. So you're just spewing back out the shit that's been pounded into your head. Kind of like on the far right with, New Jersey's going to overtake the world. Meanwhile, look at what's actually overtaking the world. Look at the UK. Look at here. Not as bad yet here, but 4 more years of a Biden-Harris type administration. Tell me what it would look like. Oh, yep, Carl, politicians will get away with whatever voters allow. And when you can't think for yourself, that's what's disheartening to me about the right also. Because really, when I think about it, Carl, Dirty Eric, myself, Betty, Jackie, IH Farm. I mean, there's a bunch I could. So if I don't name your name, don't get pissed off and think I'm not adding you to the group. But we're not Republican or, in my case, independent or anything like that. We're middle of the road people who, there's been a few good Democrats in my lifetime. Bill Clinton was. He just unfortunately was married to Hillary and then got sucked along as the years went and she wanted to become president. But that's what annoys me about the far right. That's so, man, off the Trump train like that because, well, he didn't do what he told me he was going to do. So what are you going to do? You going to sit home on your ass in November and allow Trump to be, nothing for the next two, for 27 and 28, other than fighting impeachments, nothing getting done? And then that'll piss people off even more. So in 28, we'll end up with, I don't know, fuck, it could be Plattner or AOC or old Jazzy Jasmine. Where do you think this country goes for 4 years after that? Can you not fucking think ahead just a little? The old, well, I don't agree with you, Andy, on the vote for the lesser evil. So it's don't vote? That's your point? Oh. Yeah. I agree with you, Josh. The far right is no different than the far left. Some lazy thinking, different slogans, buzzwords, and memes. You're right, Carl. It is. It's. Well, off road 93 or 9730. They say AOC is the #1 candidate right now. And let's be honest. Let's be perfectly honest. AOC is not hard to look at. That matters for the younger left-leaning retards that can't think for themselves. You know, like I said earlier, you got a lot of Gen Z that are going to college that can't read a complete sentence. She lies like most true politicians do. That's what kills me about Trump. The man can, I'm not saying he never lies, don't get me wrong, because the man's far from perfect. But the man can tell the truth 99% of the time, and he gets condemned for that. Where other politicians can lie 99% of the time, and they get applauded for it. Yep. Oh, Michigan farmer, your piece of shit governor doesn't have nothing on Horseface Hochul. Which I don't think either one of them could get elected, but your governor doesn't grab the headlines anymore after that little, fiasco there with the kidnapping. Ask a loony leftist or far-right lunatic about policy and you get the same answer. Slogan, buzzwords, and memes. Or, like I just said, you'll see next Tuesday in that video. Well, there's so many. Well, if there's so many, why is it so hard for you to come up with one like that? What do we got in anyhow? 219, 151 thumbs up. I guess if you double tap the screen, is that how you do it, Lee? You get a thumbs up. And $7. Appreciate it. Well, actually, ScrewTube steals 30% of that, so whatever. No Trump voters would ever vote for a Dem. Well, I'm not saying they would, but the problem is the ones who are pissed off, oh, he hasn't done what he said he was going to do for me. Where's the mass deportations? Have you not seen what ICE goes through every day, but whatever. We're going to sit home because he didn't do what he said he was going to do for us. That's the part that, let's just put it this way. If the Democrats take over in November and then again in 28, I know I've got about 75% of the country to blame. No, wait a minute. Let me piss some people off right now. I'm going to back that down. I'm going to up that to 85% of the country. Because, I don't know, 75 to 80, let's say. Because I think there's that many on the far right who would be to just as much blame. Too many trophy participation people in this country. They got their trophy when they were a kid. It's like my daughter. I've told this story before. I'll tell it to the 218 of you that this says are in here right now. So I pissed off one of you and you laughed, but whatever. When she played youth soccer, they didn't keep score. That was horrible to keep score. You can't let a kid know that they just lost 7-2. But my daughter and the neighbor's daughter, who was a friend of hers, and all the other little kids on her team would come off the field either happy as hell and tell you they won 5-4 or pissed off because they lost 5-3. They knew what the score was. But the adults running the youth soccer, we can't keep score. That's just no, you got to wait till they're 18 years old and getting out of high school to just jump feet first into the fucking world. Let's not give them any preparation. Let's not let them know that there's two outcomes in life. You're either going to fucking win or you're going to lose. You're either going to work to win or you're going to sit on your ass and just lose and become one of those people who expects, how the left is always telling you that they'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. They'll take care of you. It's like one of the black women that I saw on TV earlier that was bitching about, Rob Finnerty I wish I could hear him right now. He's got a picture of Bernie up talking about, backing the Nazi. But, oh, what was I just saying? Oh, this one black woman that I saw that on Instagram, she goes, she looked like she was in her 40s. I've got I've got 5 male children. What do I tell them now after this verdict? What do I tell them? I responded to the Instagram post. I said, here's just a thought. Don't bring a fucking knife to school, to a sporting event, and stab and kill somebody. Just a thought. Maybe have their father or fathers speak with them. That might be difficult. Yeah, we know. If you know, you know. Tell them not to act like shitheads. Yeah, exactly. Stop breaking the law. Exactly. I don't know why, but the computer is like right on with the phone tonight. That's awesome. Yep, Rob Finnerty. I can barely read the little headline thing along the bottom, which is in big writing, but I don't have my glasses on. Rhino Susan Collins is the lesser of two evils in Maine. She is. That's sad, but she is, because at least 50% of the time she votes the right way. And the other 50% she goes with the Democrats. But how old is Susan Collins? Does she really need to be there? Does Mitch McConnell, Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, the list goes on and on. Do any of these old fucks really need to be there? It's all about money and power to them. I literally sat for 8 years on our county legislature. 75,000 population in our county, so not a huge county. You know, a small, and those of you who have been with me forever know I've said this before, a small sample of government, but it's in all levels of government. You know, during the COVID bullshit, when we couldn't have people into chambers and we had people on Zoom calls and all this horse shit, and we would be talking to them. Somebody would say, well, or they would ask one of us or address one of us, the honorable legislator, something or other, and some of my fellow legislators ate that shit right up, and that they'd literally call themselves that. I would ask somebody a question, hey, whatever, whoever it was that was calling in. Yeah, this is Andy. I want to know this. Give me this answer. Some department head or something. You know who the fuck I am. I know who the fuck you were. We don't need the bullshit to, It's like when Barb and I went to Chelsea's college graduation here, whatever it was, May 18th, something like that, May 17th, whatever. We're going to have so many doctors in this world who can't fix a boo-boo, and that drives me nuts, And this person coming up, and then they would announce their name. Now they're Dr. So-and-so because they got their doctorate. Whatever a doctorate is, I don't even know. Chelsea's going back for her master's, but don't think she's ever going for a doctorate. But if you can't give me medicine, cure my illness, stitch me up, or anything like that, you're not a fucking doctor. You don't need a special name, special handle in front of your name. Use the whole word doctorate, not doctor. That drives me nuts. And I went through it with the guy he's not the administrator at our high school or our school over here anymore. I was on our county legislature at the time. I may have mentioned this. Deal with it if I have. Where, I was emailing him about something, and, his name was Dr. Terry Ward. And I think he reminded me of that one time because I had just put in the heading of my email Terry, and then I said what I had to say, and I signed it, Andy. And, I was informed that, he's doctor. So, guess what? I fucking informed him that I'm honorable Andrew Dennison. Then you want to play that game? I didn't want to play that game, but it's asinine. I.H. Farmer, I am pursuing a doctorate in bullshit artistry. PhD equals piled higher and deeper. Yeah, that's a good one, Eric. Credentials don't mean educated. Sometimes they just mean you sat through class long enough to get paper. Yep. Well, here, I'll tell you one. I guess it doesn't matter now because she's graduated, even though she is going back to Lemoyne for her master's. But she had one teacher she had issues with because this lady apparently had a full-time job, but like 2 nights a week taught a 3-hour class from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And that was one of Chelsea's classes. So she would go in. Well, there was a number of times this woman canceled classes. There was a couple times this woman, oh, I'm living large there, louse squares, Lou squares. This woman had marked Chelsea not there when she was there. Basically, Chelsea had some issues. Chelsea had emailed her and emailed her and emailed her, trying to, get a resolution to things. And Chelsea graduated. I know you guys are going to correct me because I don't remember it all. Cum laude or whatever, which was like 3.5 to 3.79, and then 3.8 to 3.9 was another cum laude with another word with it, beta or mega, and then the 3.9 to 4 was, I don't know, but she was 3.5 or higher. I don't remember what she ended up at, which she was pretty proud of, and we were proud of her for it. But her grade in this class would have put her back under that 3.5, and she was pissed. I don't blame her. So I told her, and her mother told her, pull up your inner father, okay? Just do it. It's not like she can take you from a whatever it was she was at, 78, down to a failing grade because you're already there. So channel your inner dad and just fucking do it. And she did. And the woman looked at her and said, well, would you like me to just give you an A? And Chelsea was dumbfounded and went, yeah, that'll work. And that was the end of that. I mean, oh, but isn't that kind of stupid too? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I had a sociology professor who treated male students differently. We argued constantly because I challenged her assumptions. Yeah, I could picture you doing that, Carl. I'm Big Lou, just like at the gas station. Okay. My mom is an RN, but she is still more of a doctor than most doctors that are supposedly practicing medicine. I won't argue with you there, Anthony. When you go to a doctor's office a lot of times, or even the hospital, who do you see the most? Unless you actually need to have your chest cracked open or something. I would have had a 3.8 if Spanish hadn't kneecapped me. Dirty Eric. Rodney Dangerfield called this out in his film Back to School. Yep. Lloyd Nace, your mother was a nurse in Liberia, West Africa for a year. Wow. And she was basically a doctor in that clinic, too. I remember going, and early in the morning she would go up to deliver babies. That's cool. H. Farmer, I worked in a local factory for a while in my 20s. A lot of the college educated but couldn't find a job in their respective field. Co-workers that I had made less than I, because yeah. That's why when we told her, because we couldn't afford to send her to college, she has a vehicle that we got her so that she could go back and forth to college. You got to remember, I got a soon to be 94-year-old mother across the road too. So she's got student debt. And we told her, don't go to college for basket weaving or gender studies or some of this stupid shit. and she has a double major, and I'm gonna fuck this up again, like I always do. Marketing is one of them, so that's a good thing, and the other one is business something. I can never remember the second word. So business leadership, business, I don't know, but it's not bullshit. That's cool, Betty. Your daughter's going to BOCES for nursing. And I wish more kids would get into the trades and stuff too. I got some I got some college, but wasn't for me. Better working with my hands. I gotta try it. American needs common sense. Yep. Well, I went to 3 colleges. Quit one because there was a teacher strike. This was back, yeah, this was back Morrisville, Ag College, back in the early to mid '80s. That they were an ag college and a nursing college, I think, at that time. I don't know if they're more than that now, so I don't care. I'm just stating that there was some sort of teacher strike or something where I remember being called in and told, well, you can't have this class, or this class, but basically I could have this nursing class, instead to make up for, this ag class. And I'm like, what? So I got my money back from that college. And then I went to 2 other ones that they basically asked me to leave. I was my senior high school class president, but I was never, and I was on honor roll. And as my mother would state, you could have been on high honor roll. Yeah, I probably could have, but I didn't give a shit because I didn't like school. I have authority issues. Have you figured that out yet? I don't know. I wasn't. Hey, Poop Guru, I like that idea. Mike Rowe for president. Yeah, but you're a bookworm, Carl, so I can see you having 3 college degrees. Chelsea's a bookworm. I mean, she reads books that are like this thick and a couple a week. And I'm like, how do you do that? I struggle to get through my farm magazines. I don't like to read. There you go, Lloyd. A jack of all trades and a knower of none. I quit my degree program a semester from graduation. I was making more money without it than would have with it. Yeah, I can see that then. Carl says he was lazy in high school, but I rocked in college. I found out that if you can write a paper while drinking a beer, you don't mind doing homework. uh, yeah, I can see where that would work. I know it's Wednesday. I don't normally do this shit till like Fridays. I'm just. They show thunderstorms tomorrow, being Thursday. They show a chance of thunderstorms Friday. Saturday looks to be the only good day in the next 7 that doesn't have a chance, let's put it that way. I'm hoping tomorrow and Friday are clear and hot, like they say. And maybe it's dry enough that I don't mind if I make some 3 or 4 inch ruts in a field, but I got some corn that needs spraying. So I doubt it would be Friday, but that's why I just figured it's a shitty day. I was pissy. The whole Plattner thing happened last night. The whole Carmelo Anthony thing. Fuck it, I'll go on YouTube. So, Betty Swain, I am currently reading a 900-page book. It will take me less than a week. Well, God bless you, Betty, because that would take me 3 years, and I'd forget what I read from a week ago. So, Todd Lambert, sorry, Andy, I'm done with FuckTube's bullshit. Good luck to you. What happened, Todd? I don't know what you're Did they yell at you for something? Again, context. I need a little more because that one, I don't know what it all means. Drinking a beer, smoking weed never worked for me. Trying to study, my mind wandered too much. A lot of you folks have some great credentials, and I'm still trying to decide what I want to do when I grow up. Yeah, me too. Me too. I write books, so yeah, I'm a bookworm. A heavily armed one, but still. Book that thick, it's all I can do to read the morning paper. Yeah, me too. I don't read the morning paper. Jackie has 2 degrees. I swore I would sit down and read the Bible, and I did. Good for you. Do you live in a majority Republican area? If not, how do you stay sane? Well, we used to be. I mean, my 2 terms that I ran for legislature, uh, I ran unopposed because no Democrat would. They didn't put a Democrat up against me. I was actually depressed because I never got to do a debate. Wouldn't that have been fun to film, right? Just saying. But our county is getting to be close to 50-50. It's sad. And this last race, which, I got bitched at because I wouldn't endorse anyone, our Republican Party and Conservative Party in this county were too retarded to endorse the same person. So they endorsed 2 separate people. And in my district, the fucking Democrat won. That's why I've said all along the Democrats are a machine in this country. They're just, they're smarter at cheating. They're smarter at everything. That's not a good thing, by the way. But I'm just saying they're smarter at playing the game. I mean, it was absolutely retarded. The if you had added the conservative, what the votes the conservative guy and the Republican guy got, they would have beat the Democrat. If it was just one person, they would have beat the Democrat by like 200 votes or something. But and I don't know. I mean, I got 600 and some votes the first time I ran, and I got like 1,000 the second time, and I ran unopposed both times, and I got that many more the second time. Basically, made me feel better because it told me, hey, they liked what I was doing, they liked what I was saying. But now all of a sudden, it just seems there's too many people that just want to. It'll get better. It'll get better. You know, bury their heads, and it'll get better. And I've had the people that say to me, well, now there's nobody that'll stand up and call out the bullshit anymore. Well, yeah, they saw what I went through. I was, again, I don't want anybody, I'm not comparing, but I went through the lower level, minor bullshit of Donald Trump. I was the racist. I was this. I was that. Because all the bullshit that went on during the George Floyd thing, and I spoke out about that. Oh my God, I was a horrible person, because I wouldn't take a knee. Let's all wear the face diaper as well. You're going to have to take me out of chambers and handcuffs then, because no, I'm not wearing the face diaper. Could I have debated without cussing? Yeah, I can be couth when I have to be. But I'd still get my point across the same exact way. Can't get my password reset for the 100th time. Trying to send money, but according to you're dead. Oh, I hate when that happens. Well, Democrats vote when they die. So you're writing a comment and you're supposedly dead. I don't. I appreciate you trying, but sorry to hear that you're having issues. You need a barb, apparently, because as you've all witnessed, when I have these issues, I have a barb. Hi, Grumpy. Do you think you could have debated? Oh, that's the same question I just read. Vote every chance I get. Democracy for a reason. Yeah, I vote every chance I get too. Constitutional republic for a reason. That's how I look at it. Oh, and next Monday the 15th will be 6 months because it was December 15th when I quit smoking. Still doing some of these, maybe a half a dozen. I'll say 5 to 8 because I don't keep track. But I know a tin of 20 usually lasts me about 3 days. So I just, if anybody wants to bitch about, well, you're still putting nicotine in your body. Yep, but I'm not all that shit down in my lungs either. So Monday, I quit December 15th. So Monday, June 15th will be 6 months. And I don't normally do this. I don't really ever do this because there's a lot of people that do this on social media. They like to make a big deal about it, but it kind of means something to me Monday the 15th too, because it's also my birthday on that day. So it'll be 6 months on my birthday. They should give you, like the AA people, a 6 month chip or something after you quit smoking. I don't know if it mean more to you or not, but it just. And I have my days. I still have my days. Boy, let me tell you, the last week of planting, like I said, the freaking days that we were putting in and stuff, after 40 years of, lighting up in the tractor, all the breakdowns, lighting up. It's still tough. The physical part is kind of tough, but, oh, thank you. I didn't, happy 35th birthday. Yeah, yeah. Farming's really kicked my ass. Now you can add about 24 to that, but actually it's my golf league night that night, Betty, so I'll be golfing. And afterwards, Barb always makes me and my cousin Dave supper because we golf, and then we get back. I don't know if she'll have cake for that night or not because Chelsea has to work at the golf course that night. So warming is great. 22. Yeah. It is hard to quit. But every time it's like, and I think I said this in one of the videos, holy frick, it's hot. The power line video there that night, oh my God. If there was ever a night I wanted to light up, you pull into a field, you park the freaking tractor, you leave it running because it's, hotter than the hubs of hell, and you're only going to be gone for 5 or 10 minutes because your neighbor's picking you up and literally running you 2 miles back to where the other tractor and fertilizer wagon is so you can come back and start planting, and you get back and a fucking tree is falling and wires are down, it's on your tractor, and your tractor sits there and runs for 2 hours, and because you can't go near it, the wires are live. And one of the Dirty Eric, well done, I quit drinking for 20 years. Giant virus convinced me quit it was for quitters. Well, I still drink, obviously. But one of the volunteer firemen was standing there, lit up, smoking. And one of the RG&E guys got there. He lights up, smoking right next to me. And Barb asked me later that night, because her and Chelsea stayed up and waited for me. That was the night that, if you remember in that video, I got back to the shop at like 12:15, so I got over to the house here at like 12:30 or whatever. Hang on. Lloyd Nace, $20. Wishes for your birthday and for the 6 months away from these nasty fang. Keep up the great work and thank you for these fantastic videos. I was late tonight, but I'm glad I'm here. Great community here. God bless you and all. Thank you, Lloyd. And you're right. I do have a great community of people other than the, occasional fucktards that come in. So, but yeah, Barb asked me that night when I got in because, like I said, it was 12:30. It was hot, sticky that night too. And her and Chelsea were sitting on the screened-in porch in the back there, and I got to walk in the back door to our mud room where we take off our, work clothes and work shoes and stuff. Did you get rain? Oh, you must have just got in. Yeah, 2.5 inches that we didn't need in a short period of time. Yes, you're right, Carl. The fucktards feed your podcast. But anyways, Barb's like, did you survive or did you bum one off of one of those guys? I said, no, I did not. I did not bum one off of those guys. Todd Lambert, great stamina, Andy. Thank you. Because I've tried quitting in the past and it was not very successful. And I'm just determined this time I'm not. I'm gonna do everything I can to not fall off that wagon. I liked smoking my cigars. I'm just gonna put that out there. I liked the taste. I just liked it. But I understand now, and I don't condemn other smokers when I'm around them. I've had people light up and say, oh shit, sorry, Andy, I know you quit or what. I'm like, no. If it's blowing towards me, I'll move and we'll still have our conversation. I'm not that guy. But I have noticed my clothes don't stink. The vehicles don't stink as much now. The tractors and all that. I now realize what them two went through also living with me. So, if I was just an old single geezer by myself, it's a different story. But, so I'm just going to keep doing, yeah, it's an addiction. Nope, exactly. So, I don't even miss it. The smell just makes me sick now. The smell, and it's strange you say that, Carl, because the smell of certain ones do. But then I'll be on the golf course and somebody will light up the team that we golfed 2 weeks ago. Good two guys, great two guys. The one lights up the cigar, and I was talking about me quitting. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, dude, no. You smoke, Scott. Don't worry about me." And the cigar he was smoking, I loved the smell. It was just, you know, so a little secondhand smoke now and then. I'm not walking right up to him going, don't get me wrong. But if they're 10 feet away and it happens to drift by and I smell it, no, I'm not sucking it in, but yeah. And the funny thing is about these, I'll keep one of these in way longer than what its value is. If the taste lasts, it's like gum. When the taste's gone, you throw it away. These are Mountain Winter Green, this flavor. And the other one I have is Kiwi Ice, Watermelon Kiwi Ice. I'm trying some new ones. This is my like ultimate favorite. And the Watermelon Kiwi Ice one I like now too. And I keep it in until, I know the 6 milligrams of nicotine is long gone. But as long as there's still flavor, I leave it between my lip and gum, and because I like the flavor. Michigan farming. I haven't had one in 2 months now. Good. I got 2 days not dipping into a tin. $12+ a day. That's a truck payment. There you go. See, I was never a heavy smoker, though. One of my little packs of cigars. Yes, in the spring, when I'm stressed and I'm in a hurry and I'm, going. So let me put it to you this way. 6 months out of the year, I would probably smoke 1 pack a day. Don't think I would ever smoke over 1 pack. I would smoke 1 pack or just under, like 18, something like that. Kind of the non-stress times of the year. 10 to 12, somewhere between 10 and 15, a half to 3/4 of a pack, let's say. I was never that. It blows my mind when I hear people talk, I smoke 4 packs a day. How the fuck do you smoke 4 packs a day? That's 80 cigarettes or cigars or whatever you're smoking. You know, there's 24 hours in a day and you're supposed to sleep. Well, you're supposed to sleep at least 6 to 8 of it. Last night might have been the last 2 nights might have been the first time I've gotten that much sleep in a while, the last few weeks, but uh, Lloyd uses the nicotine infused toothpicks. Yep. Haven't smoked in over 6 years. Oh, I didn't know you smoked, Carl. Well, my company finally left, so now I'm back. Oh, Tom Anderson. Okay. Yeah, I've never tried the toothpicks, Lloyd, but I'm good with these. I had an aunt that used to do 60 cigarettes a day, 3 packs a day, and they were the cool cigarettes. Yeah, I don't. I mean, damn, if you're working somewheres, do you get that many breaks to go outside to smoke? And that one blows my mind. Yeah, the 50 to 60 bucks a day, exactly. See, that was what was nice about those little Talon cigars is I bought 4 cartons, so that was 40 packs because there's 10 in a carton, delivered to the house for like between 55 and 60 bucks, let's say, for 40 packs. I mean, they were less than $2 a pack. They were cheap. Buying them online from not in this state, that's for sure. So they were cheap. This actually might be a few dollars. I haven't done the math yet because I'm using less of these than I would. Let's say a pack of smokes lasted 2 days. These are lasting 3 days. I don't know. I haven't done the math yet, but it'd probably be close. Not spending near the money that a lot of people do. I think I figured it up one time. I was like 1,200 bucks a year for 1,200 to 1,400 bucks a year for my little cigars, and I still have a full carton sitting in there on top of the freezer in our office slash washroom slash safe room because the washer and dryers in there are gun safe slash safe for other things, money, paper, important papers, all that, and a freezer, a little closet that juts out into this room, which I guess you could call a pantry because it's got like food stuff in it, and Barb's desk with the computer and all that stuff. So, and I always would put the cartons on top of that freezer, and there's still one carton sitting there because at the 1 year mark, that carton will go in the dumpster because that's how my uncle did it. Don't ask. I remember him telling me the story. So that's what I'm doing. I don't ever even look at it. I can't ask you or answer you if Barb pulls it down now and then and looks to see that it's not been open. He's not didn't sneak a pack out or something, but she'd smell it on me anyhow. Oh, she was allowed to smoke in the office, so this was back a number of years, yeah. When we were kids, we would smoke under a propane depot. Okay, Dale, that's okay. Had to switch over to the laptop. My phone was about to die. All right, Betty. Todd had smoking 10 years ago and started chewing, but now it's $84 a week. Oof. And she would come home at night, fix supper, sit down, watch TV, and knit, and literally one cigarette after another until she went to bed about 11 and started all over the next day. Wow. How old is she still alive? How old is she? How old was she when she died? Just curious. With all the burn pits and oil field fires, you didn't need to smoke. Yeah. A cup of coffee and a cigarette just got together for me. I am addicted. I can't break the habit. I've been doing the nicotine pouches. See, I hate coffee, so I never had that problem. Can't stand coffee. Tried it when I was younger, just can't stand the taste of it. Brian Chambers, what's going on there? Hey, you handsome devil. Hope all is well out in the fields. Brother, God bless. Well, thank you. Somebody's got to think I'm handsome. I guess I'll take it even from another dude. Oh, no, she's been gone now about 20 years. She died in the late 90s, if I remember right. Maybe mid 90s, so it's been longer than 20 years. But how old was she when she died? That's what I'm curious about after smoking like a freaking locomotive like that. Oh, you answer that in the next two down. And she did live until she was 75, I believe. Okay. Todd Lambert just grabbed another toothpick. So today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. I think I opened that 10 on Sunday night, Sunday evening, watching TV. And I think there's like one more left in it that I may pop in later. I don't even know what time it is. 8:45. Holy shit, I've been on this long. It doesn't seem it. I told Barb there's nothing on TV tonight. I watched the Yankee game this afternoon while it was, giving us our wonderful 2.5 inches of rain. I could watch the Mets, but that's like watching paint dry right now, as sucky as they are. God, I haven't watched a movie in, I don't know, over 2 weeks now because of our 10 or 12 day, whatever it was, good stretch of weather that we pounded out. So maybe I'll watch a movie tonight or something. Like I told Barb, we have no reason to get up early in the morning. So if we don't get up until 8, we don't get up until 8. I mean, I do want to put the disc away tomorrow back under the corn crib where we park it. You'll see in this video, I don't know if it's the Friday one. I don't think so. I think it's the next Tuesday one because I always try to have one video ahead, but now I have two because we decided to go out and film the flooding. Because like I told you, I was going to wait to see if I, did F up on the last bean field, but not sure I'll be fixing that F up if I did. As wet as it is if we get more rain. So we just went around and showed the disaster of the rain. But we got the planter cleaned up, got that greased up today. That's washed, greased, put away. There's a part missing on it that my cousin took off for his planter because they had to order that part. So that's got to be put back on sometime when they get their parts. But obviously, I didn't put the drill away, but I guess now I can probably wash it. I'll wait 3 or 4 more days to see if the rain chances actually miss us and then see what that field looks like. But it'll be 6 months, Todd, next Monday on June 15th. I quit December 15th. Constitutional conservative, Andy, your birthday and 6 months smoke free on the same day is a milestone. I haven't smoked free since my January 13th birthday in 2010, so it definitely matters every time you hit that anniversary. Yeah. Well, it just works out that it's, I got sicker than shit in December there. When the flu and the upper respiratory was going around here in New York, in upstate New York. Lucky me, I got both at the same time. Flu was gone like that. Kind of like when I got the Wuhan thing there too. That was gone like that back, whatever it was, 5 years ago. But the upper respiratory just, man, after 2 weeks, I finally went to the doctor because, I don't do doctors. And oh yeah, most people they'll have the cough for 4 to 6 weeks. So he gave me some good shit with codeine in it, cough syrup and all this stuff. And I tried smoking. And I was like, man, I can't even inhale this. And it was like killing me, coughing and it tastes like shit. And so I just said no. I threw away that that open pack. I had 3 packs, I think, left in that carton. And then the one that's been sitting in there, I gave those 3 packs to Jimmy, who was going to quit after he was done, and he's still smoking. So you need a little more willpower, James. And it just worked out that, from December 15th to June 15th, 6 months. I didn't plan it to be 6 months on my birthday. But Johnny be good. I quit smoking 12 years ago, first time trying, and have never had one craving. I still like the smell. Well, you did well then not to have a craving, because I still have some cravings. They're getting to be less and less. Like I said, it's the stress that brings out the cravings. So you get everything planted. Yes, I asked myself why after what we just witnessed earlier. I'm sure some of my beans down in Meridian are across the road in the neighbor's hayfield right now because they were just planted on Friday. It's just, you'll see in the video that comes out Tuesday, so stay for the very ending of the video. It just, I've never seen water down here 2 roads over across the road. I'm talking shin high that we drove through like it was. We got 2.5 inches in the rain gauge, but sometimes when it comes sideways, you always ask yourself, did you really get more? Did it not all get in the rain gauge? And it came in a heartbeat. Oh, Tobal, if you're a Democrat, you act like it on Instagram. No, don't throw Tobal out. He's just an old fool from Australia that we send each other gay shit on Instagram, and he started it, so I play the game right back. You've probably seen that stuff on Instagram where the person runs up to the camera and gets their face right in and goes, "You're gay," and other shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, he started that shit with me on Instagram, so I play the game right back. He's one of my more favorite foreigners. How's that sound? So, oh, by the way, yippee, I have gained another year older, 16 years old now, as of 2 days ago. Well, happy birthday to you. I got you hooked up to the car, and you sound good in stereo. Cool, Mike. Want me to start singing? I don't think anybody wants that. I quit for 6 years and never lost the cravings. Ended up starting again about 10 years ago. Wow, that's terrible. I'm not condemning you when I say that's terrible. It's just that's terrible that you never lost the cravings and you started back up. I'm going to fight it. So, family has bad lungs. My brother choked to death on Christmas Eve from an asthma attack. Holy shit, Todd. That sucks. Wow. Priest Farms, you only got 3/4 of an inch of rain here. Yeah, you could see it on there. I'm watching it on my phone on the radar, and I'm like, why? Why is this one? You've obviously seen the radars when they come through here. Why is this one little solid red son of a bitch got to be coming right over the town of Ira? It's just, I'm watching it and I'm going, no, no. And then, you literally, the back part of the house where Barb's watching TV at, her area, is steel roof. You literally couldn't hear. It was raining so hard. This is shingled, and it was bad enough. It's weird. New York and other states are getting hammered with rain, and other states are praying for rain. Yep. Yeah, you're a foreigner too, Carl. Even though you're a fellow New Yorker. Token foreigner. All I had to do was lose my dad to lung cancer, and I quit cold turkey. Yep, I hear you, Sierra. Todd, another toothpick. Joe Marshall, the city will come out on Christmas. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about. Carlos Casanova, bozo. What? Ooh, whatever. What is that supposed to mean there, Carlos? Bozo. Like I said, you guys gotta have a little more context. You calling me bozo? I don't care. You calling somebody else bozo? North Saska, I got here late. Did you finish up planting before all this rain you're getting? Yeah, unfortunately. Like I said, some of the beans I'm sure aren't out of the ground and are washed away, and 'cause it's not like we have flat ground. I mean, I had one buddy sending me a picture of a field behind his house that's theirs that they rent, that the field next to it, which I rent and work, the water running right out of it down across there. And he's like, I've never seen this before. Yeah, I mean, it came. Well, stop and think about it. 2.5 inches of rain. A normal month is 3 to 3.5 inches. So we got 3/4 of a month's worth of rain, let's say, in 2 hours. Kind of like the 2.7 that we had back before our 10 or 12 day stretch that we just pounded shit out in. But we sat for like 4 days after that because we couldn't get on a field. Wow, seriously? Towards victory got around 5 inches? Oof. Oof. Oh, I can imagine Dirty Eric. I've seen that watching that Ryan Hall y'all when he'll show like the radar from that and whatnot. That looks. Oh, trust me, when they show here on our local news some of the shit that goes over Lake Ontario, we pray it stays over Lake Ontario. Feel bad for anybody that's out there in a boat, but it's like, wow, that's. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't added up, like I told you in one or two videos ago, 11.1 inches, I think it was, for April and May. So, gonna go out on a limb and say I've had at least 3 inches now for the first 10 days of June. So, yeah, because I think we've had, at June's actually before today, I think I had 2 1/4 inch rains for the first 9 days. So a 1/2 inch in the first 9 days. And now I just got 2.5. So that's 3. So yeah, we've had 14 inches of rain since the 1st of April. Do the math on that when you average 3 to 3.5 inches a month. So let's say 3.5. So for April and May, that would be 7. And 10 days into June, we should be at 8ish, roughly. And we're 14 or better. Not quite double what we should have for where we're sitting right now, with rain in the forecast for the next 4 or 5 days. Farming's fun. Everyone should do it. It's all that welfare subsidy shit. It's great. It's just, you'll see in the video that comes out Tuesday, because one of my Gunga Din, I haven't done a dipshit. They never come into a live. I haven't done a dipshit in a while. Well, Gunga Din got to be the dipshit for the month. Capital letters in his writing. You can all see it. Go back to the video that's out now, the regular video that's out right now, and go through the comments to Gunga Din. It's not the pinned one, but just look for Gunga Din. Yep, I'm driving around in my $100,000 truck that you all paid for. I don't know about any of the rest of you. Maybe I'm just weird, but I always keep the window sticker for every vehicle I've ever owned, and it's in the glove box when it gets traded in. And this 2016 dually that I got has never got traded in. It's only got 64,000 miles on it. It's my farm truck. It's going to be here till I retire. And the window sticker is 52,500, which I obviously didn't pay because I traded a truck in on it. But that's my $100,000. How did he put it? You'll have to wait for next Tuesday's video now, but you can go back and read his comment. My government funded taxpayer $100,000 truck. Then there was something about my $1,000,000 air conditioned farm equipment that you guys all paid for. What was the other thing? Oh, you guys will like this, Sierra. New York land taxes. You know, us farmers pay a lot less taxes than what the average citizen pays. You know, like on their house and whatnot. You know, it's funny. I've never gotten. I mentioned this in the video. Like I said earlier, I play poker on Tuesday nights with 6 guys, and I've never gotten any of them to want to trade their tax bill, their town and county tax bill, or their school tax bill with mine. I can't find anybody like that just owns an acre and has a house on it that wants. And yes, we get the ag exemption, just like the person who buys a 20-acre lot, uses 4 acres of it. Let's say, got to shift to a different part of my lip. 4 acres of it to put their house and their little pole barn and stuff on, and then they rent the other 16 out to the local farmer who signs a paper for them so that they can get an ag exemption on that land because it's being used for ag production, and their taxes are a little less because without the ag exemption, there'd be no farmers. You wouldn't be able to afford the taxes on it. But just for what we are, Barb and I, we pay, as I state in this video, thousands of dollars. And then I thought about it and I go, no, wait, because I'm not going to tell everybody. I don't ask you what your mortgage is, what your taxes are, and all that. So you have no, it's not your fucking business what mine do. But when I add those up, because they're all property taxes, your town, your county, and your school, I pay tens of thousands, and I left it at that. Which means I pay over $10,000 a year just for the, right to be a farmer in New York State. Oh, thank him for my boat the government bought for me. I find it funny. He always posts in the afternoon when everyone is working. Yeah. Lloyd Nace seems like he advertises a lot for various seed companies, chemical companies, etc. Who are we talking about now? What did I miss? You mean the whistle dick, somebody just said. Seems like I like to combine a new hound that you got that you call Big Bird. Who are we talking about? On the posting in the afternoon, the whistle dick, all that stuff. What did I miss? So I don't want to have to go backwards. Oh, Larson Farms out of Minnesota. See, I don't mind those guys. I've actually DM'd back and forth with Doug, and he's, answered me when I've asked questions and stuff like that. I think he's 2, 3, or 4 years younger than me. He's in his mid-50s. I'm not exactly sure. He's at least a couple years younger than me. I don't mind them, okay? And I know, just like you do, they're making a boatload of money on YouTube. Boatload of money. Good for them. That's the American, that's capitalism. They don't talk like me. You know damn well they all do off screen, let's be honest. But I don't have a problem with that. I'm not gonna I can't not be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna become goody two shoes, and I'm not saying that's what they are, but I'm not I don't think their farming operation is bad at all. The things that I see and whatnot. I mean, same thing with Zach. I've met him in person and talked with him before. It's a business. This is a business for them. It's a small business for me. And I'm okay with that. But, and I don't see them outside of like, and I don't watch a lot of them. I mean, especially this time of year, I don't have time. But outside of like Simply Safe, I see Zach doing that, and some of the chemical companies, all that. That's whatever if they're sponsored by them. So you don't think that if a big company like that wanted to throw a few bucks my way, and if it's a something I can use and it's farm related, yeah, I'd be interested. But I'm not going to sell fucking beds or four different kind of shoes, work boots, and 1 month buy this boot, next month buy this one because they're sending you a couple $100 for an affiliation. There's a new Olight coming out. I already have it. Love to show it to you right now, but it doesn't come out until the 18th, so I'm restricted not to show it to you until then. I will tell you this, it's in a 250th birthday one of them Arc Pro ones like the two that I've already gotten and showed you. I don't have any kind of commissions with Olight or anything like that. Surprised they ever sent me something, to be honest, because I am who I am, but they are decent people, Lloyd. But so yeah, I told them, sure, send me that one. I think it's cool. I want it because that's all I get out of it. I get the product. I've had other companies. Remember the fuel reel, which has just been awesome for us, and it's going to be awesome for filling that combine straight from the tank. We'll give you 10% on every one that got sold. Well, apparently a couple of bought them after because you got a grumpy discount of 15% or whatever. I've never gotten paid for it, and it's not that company's fault. Here's the deal. I don't do PayPal or any of this other shit like that. If you want to send me a check for my 10%, that's fine. Well, that's not how it works because there's so much bullshit on their end because it's not really that company that you're dealing with. It's a company that they're dealing with, blah, blah. So one of the grease gun ends things, um, you guys had bought like 15 or 20 of them, and they're like, we have a, commission for you. I told them the same thing. I don't do PayPal. I don't do any of that horse shit, And they were like, well, we can't just, cut you a check or whatever. I said, then send me another free grease gun end. And the person was like, we can do that. So they sent me another free grease gun end. Good with it. All right, what am I missing? Did you pitch the PO farmer yet? I laughed my butt off over his rose he planted. I think I know what you're talking about. Special unit. Todd's running out of toothpicks. Joe Marshall, I only want you. I watch Andy Hart. I watch Wes Pandy. Well, I hope you meant you only watch me. I don't want you wanting me, Joe. That's a little weird. I know you misspelled. Matt Rusher or Rusher, however you pronounce it. Yeah, but the farmer is also the only person on the face of this earth to buy everything at wholesale and needs to fucking ask what he gets for a bushel of corn, and also he pays for freight both ways. You almost got that right. No, we sell everything wholesale. We buy everything retail, and we pay the freight both ways. We're told what we're going to pay for something we need, and then we're told what we're going to get for what we produce. And then when we get in financial difficulties because things are, getting tight, and whatnot, here's a little subsidy because we got to keep you guys going because we need this country to continue to produce cheap food for all the fat asses that are in it. I'm one of those fat asses. So I think the farmer can get some discount on taxes. The only thing we get is, like I said, we get the ag exemption, which any homeowner that owns, like here where I live, I don't know, I can't speak for other places, 7 acres. If you got a 7-acre lot that a farmer can rent from you, you're going to get, and it's not huge, but you're going to get a tax break on that. And the only other thing we get is we don't pay sales tax on our farm equipment or our parts and shit like that, or our fertilizer and whatnot. I mean, can you imagine if we had to? Can you imagine a $500,000 combine having to pay the sales tax on it? Can you imagine? I mean, the parts and shit, it's the thousands of dollars a year that I spend on parts and stuff like that, having to pay tax on that. People don't have a clue. They're just, oh, you fucking farmers get all the breaks and then you get the government subsidy. Us farmers are the ones that want the government subsidies to go away. We want to roll with the punches and let the market do what the market should do. The government doesn't want that, and the big corporations don't want that. So, because you wouldn't want that, you just don't realize it. Your loaf of bread would be a lot more expensive than what it is right now. You can tell me I'm a liar for that. I don't give a shit. But Jackie, Dirty Eric says, you mean that poor guy in Mississippi, not that asshat east of Andy? I don't know who you guys are talking about. Put their name out there. Who gives a shit? What's your retirement plan? Well, someday we'll sell everything because Chelsea's not. Yes, the one in Mississippi. Well, who's that? I want to know now. Give me a name. Chelsea's not interested in the farm, and I'm perfectly good with that. Barb is perfectly good with that because I'm not going to force our child to do something that they don't want to do. Do any of the canals run through close to you that goes between the Hudson? I don't know. I don't know the waterways. Ask Dirty Eric. All right, damn it. Eric and Jackie, I want to know what you're talking about now. Exactly, Betty. New York doesn't give big tax breaks. I think it's nice that no one leaves bad comments. Well, there was a few earlier. Here in the land of Tampon Timmy, we're paying taxes on used tractor tires that are only used for agricultural purposes. That makes sense. Yeah, really. Well, you're right, Carl. If they don't understand economics, they can call me a liar. You know, it's like the last government subsidy that we got. It again, I tell you guys what we pay for fertilizer. I tell you if it's more expensive this year than last year. I tell you what the fuel prices are. The fuel I just got was $4.10 a bushel, or a bushel, $4.10 a gallon. Oh, let's see. I tell you stuff like that, but I don't get into the personal things. I'm not the corn puke kid there out in Iowa who just, loves to spew everything because it's none of your business. Just like what you make, what you pay for your vehicle or your mortgage or your taxes is not my business and whatnot. But it's not what the haters, that last subsidy we got wouldn't pay my fertilizer bill. And I'm just talking my dry fertilizer bill that goes through the planter, not my anhydrous too and whatnot. So, and it benefits the big farmers more than it does the small farmers. And I broke this down before too, because I don't spew out the acreage and whatnot, but I broke it down in a video. So you 172 are going to be lucky enough to hear this again, because I know some have forgotten. I broke it down to 0 to 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 1,500, etc., etc., etc. Barb and I fall in the 500 to 1,000. So there you go. You get a rough idea of how many acres the two of us do, just the two of us. Somewhere between 500 and 1,000. And it's, when you get a year like this, it's enough. But without, like I said, the ag exemptions and stuff like that, you couldn't afford to farm today. And if we had to pay sales tax on all this shit that we have to buy here in the land of tampon. Oh, I already read that one. Dirty Eric, $5. We were talking about YouTuber P.O. Farmer. He is a dirt poor guy in Mississippi trying to make it the best he can with what little he has. I'll have to check that out. P.O. Farmer. All right. Well, that's what cracks. Oh, and thank you also, Eric, by the way. That's what cracks me up. Oh, Jerry DeWitt. Corn puke, lol. I like that. I quit watching him, but we'll watch his dad. I think that's the first comment I've seen from you, Jerry. I don't know if you just got here or if I missed him. But that's the other thing that cracks me up is, well, you generational farmers. Okay. Well, here you 180 now. We'll get another. Damn, I'm going much longer than I had planned. It's 9:15. Anyways, we had 235 thumbs up, so we must have had that in at one time. This whole generational farmer bullshit because of the dipshit 2 hours east of me that I talk shit about because he loves that I'm a first generation farmer, even though you grew up on a farm in Massachusetts and, blame it on your family for throwing you out. But then again, you've had 2 women that have disappeared also. So your track record doesn't say very well that it's everyone else's fault, but that's another story. This whole, well, you're a generational farmer. I had one comment, I can't remember who it was, their name, but, you inherited everything. She's still over there, gonna be 94 this year. You are smart enough to know that when you inherit something, you're inheriting it because that person died, right? I mean, I'm just saying, or is your, FDS, farm derangement syndrome, or maybe GDS, grumpy derangement syndrome, because you probably have TDS also so bad that you don't understand how that works. So, yes, I grew up on a farm here all my life. My sisters and brother were both gone when I was, coming out of middle school. So I was dad's slave, and then I got into farming, and dad and I eventually were in a partnership. I've said all this before. You 186 that are still here, gonna get to hear it again. And after like 3 years in the partnership, it just wasn't happening because it was me getting like $500 a month and being a slave in plain English. And my father and I, we did not get along. I just couldn't stand my father at that point in time. So I told him one of the 2 of us got to leave. This ain't working. This partnership. And he told me if you could get a loan to buy his half of the partnership out, which meant his half of the cattle and equipment. Him and my mother still own the farm. Then he would bow out. Well, I'm in my 20s at that time. Wasn't no different than I am now, so imagine that. Went to Farm Credit, threw my business plan down on the guy's desk who still lives around here. That was the head dude at the time. Good guy. Doubt you watched, Dan, but thank you for all those years ago, which has got to be over 30 years now. Anyways, 35 years, whatever it is. And you never looked at it. I went off being me, and you kind of laughed, which pissed me off, if you remember. Not that you're watching. And I go, the fuck you laughing at? You haven't even looked at my business plan. With your tenacity, you'll survive, he said. We'll do this. All right. Went home, told my father that. Ended up going with Key Bank because that's who my father had been with for years. He goes, well, if they'll give you the loan, so will Key Bank. After 1 year with Key Bank dealing with their bullshit, I said, fuck you. Went back to Dan and says, okay, I told my father, no, if I'm doing this the way I'm doing this. They gave me the loan, which was just so you know, I'm not going to give you the exact amount, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. And I bought my father's half of the business out. And then my business, being Denison Farms, leased the farm, the buildings, and everything, and the land from my mother and father. Because how do you think they live if they're no longer farming and have a farming income coming in? They got to have something if they're not selling the farm. So I know I'm getting behind on comments here, so we'll take a break for a second. Doesn't the U.S. make its own fertilizer? Some, yes, not all. PO's rows get me though. I drove planter and you have to have some type of guide. Hey, I don't do GPS, and I got people on here that tell me I got some of the straightest rows they've ever seen. I worked on a lot of farms and hauled grain for quite a few years. I enjoyed it. And Todd's got 2 toothpicks going. Anyways, back to the story. If anybody cares, maybe you don't even want to be hearing any of this bullshit. So I leased the farm from my parents, and that's how my parents had an income. I paid all the taxes. I paid all the electric bills. I paid all the maintenance, everything, you know. That's the way it's been. I mean, how do you think my soon to be 94-year-old mother is? It's not like she's getting a huge Social Security check. Most farmers don't get a huge Social Security check when they retire. But now I don't have that next generation to go through this with. So I will be someday when I decide to retire, 5, 6, maybe it'll be 10 years from now. Who knows? I don't know. I say 5 to 6 because that's what I feel. There's my retirement. That and the money that Barb and I have put away in IRAs that are growing a lot more under Trump than they ever did Biden. Family is tough business. Yes, it is. The enemy of the government is inherited wealth. Yep. I stopped cigs around the same time you did. It's blasting my mood. Your oldest son just started dirt work business. Well, good for him. That's good. I hope he does well. Big Dan, I've been running my dad's farm for the last 10 years for no pay after my first 20 years of working for Pepsi, working for a Pepsi. Carl, my father just left me his good looks, so nothing. Damn, your father was ugly. I had to say it, Carl. You knew it was coming. Andy, every kid should spend a summer on the farm. Yeah. My father's saying always was not necessarily a farm, but yes, farms would fall into this category. Everyone should own their own business for 3 years before they became a politician or before, and some of you get mad at me again because you know how I feel about unions, before they go and get a, union job because they have a little better concept of things. But all right, so I'm going to get out of here because holy shit, I didn't plan on being on here for well over 2 hours. I don't know when I'll do one again. I don't know what the last Friday of this month is. If I do one then. No, Jimmy and I are not on the outs for anybody who's, I've had those comments. Why haven't you done one with Jimmy? Well, a couple months ago, he didn't want to do one for whatever reason. And last month, I didn't do one, I don't think, on the last Friday. I don't even remember. I threw one in and like this that just happened. I don't normally do a Wednesday, obviously, but this just happened. So it is what it is. But Dingling Masterpiece Theater, our president sucks. Yep, you must still be living under the Biden regime then. So nobody even has to throw you out because I'm getting out of here now. But you're obviously a dipshit. So have a good evening. Thanks. Business doesn't cut it. Farm life is the real world. Well, it has its moments. But So, all right, I'm out of here. I appreciate the whoops. I just threw you guys down on the ottoman here. I appreciate the $32 that in super chats, I think they're called. I don't know. That I got tonight. Of course, ScrewTube will, get their 30% of that. Apparently, at one point, we had at least 254 people in here because I see 254 thumbs up. So I will see you guys whenever I see a video coming out Friday. Go back and look at Gunga Din's comment if you'd like in this last video. Maybe throw him a little shit. That would be nice to see. I'll go check it and see, in a couple hours if you guys throw any shit at him. So Friday and Tuesday, I know there's 2 videos that are ready. So I'm out of here. Thanks for everybody being here.